This is the Dr. Chris Radio Horror Show, and we have The Blonde in Front of Fear, Cati discussing The Meg.
Hey everybody, I'm here to discuss The Meg with you, the summer blockbuster of August, directed by John Turteltaub and starring Jason Statham. To be blunt, my thought regarding The Meg is that it was meh. I don't know. I know that everyone's going like, oh my gosh, it's so great, it's so this, it's so that. I didn't think it was scary and I didn't think it was funny. If you want a dumb summer fun film that's not horror whatsoever, then I would say go and see this. There were certain things about it that just didn't flow correctly. It almost seemed like they made a movie and then cut a lot of stuff out. I will say it has the second worst parenting skills of 2018, the first going to A Quiet Place, and it knocked out Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair for mom and dad. So it's got that going for me. I wasn't mega disappointed in this film. Well, maybe I was, but I definitely wasn't mega impressed. The film is basically Jaws 3D for the millennium with a CBS sitcom script without the laugh track. There's just like certain things about it that just don't flow. Sometimes the CGI is good, sometimes it's not. There's certain points when they're like down below the ocean that I felt like were very out of focus when it didn't need to be. I don't understand why billionaires need to go to these underwater circumstances, but apparently they do, very much like Deep Blue Sea. It felt like things were cut in certain parts that just were noticeable that just weren't supposed to be there. And there were just things that just didn't make sense. Like, why would you take an 8-year-old on a search mission when there's a shark as big as a whale that can swallow the boat? Like, why not leave her on the actual circumstance? Like the actual place, the underwater thing that the billionaire bought. But I will say this, that Shuya Sophia Kai, who plays a little girl, she and Jason Statham probably give the most believable and best performances. The little 8-year-old says what we all were thinking. That right there, though, says a lot about the film if Jason Statham is the best actor in this movie. I don't know, kids. I mean, look, if you're going to see it, fine, go see it. It's not for me. I mean, I feel like I've like dropped things off at the pool, if you know what I mean, that were scarier than this movie. So I just want to let you leave with that. If you're going to see The Meg, just know that, yeah, it's just not funny. There was one scene that I did laugh at, and I will spoil it for you. There are some helicopters that are going above the ocean that are like looking at the beaches and whatnot, and they're trying to be like a news helicopters and whatnot, and they are instead looking at the shark and then run into each other. That to me was the funniest thing, because that's like someone with a camera that's in the passenger seat and the driver running into another car that's driving. The person with the camera is the one who was looking out the window, not the driver. That was just stupid. And that's why I laughed. Like, that was the funniest part to me in this entire movie. And I thought maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Do I have a bad sense of humor? But I also noticed that no one else was laughing in the film. In fact, my friend and I were looking at each other like, well, I don't understand this. And it really did feel like a CBS sitcom without the laugh track, because I don't laugh at those CBS sitcoms. My mom and dad do. Like, Murder, She Wrote sometimes is funny, I guess. I don't know. 2.5 Men, not for me, but yeah. So if you want to go see that, I mean, cheers to Fear, but I would give this a thumbs down. It was not a scary movie at all.
How does it compare to other, let's just say, lesser received shark films? We're not going to get into Jaws. It's a whole other thing, including Jaws 4. But films like Deep Blue Sea, Sharknado, Sharktopus, or 42 Feet Down. 47 meters down?
47 meters down, I would say, is much scarier than this. Deep Blue Sea I would say it honestly, it felt a lot like there are many comparisons to Deep Blue Sea in this film, other than the underwater, research facility didn't get blown up or wasn't sinking or stuff like that. Spoiler, sorry. I mean, as far as some more sci-fi sci-fi channel sort of fare, I mean, some of the stuff was, some of the lines were as cheesy as some sci-fi channel films that I've seen. I mean, it's been Sharknado week, so I've seen a lot. Like, they've had Deep Blue Sea 2, Santa Jaws, Nightmare Shark, and Trailer Park Shark. I actually thought that Nightmare Shark that was on the Sci-Fi Channel was a little bit scarier than the Meg. So there's that. I mean, you've got a shark that's as bigger than a whale that can just completely engulf boats with its mouth in one bite. There shouldn't be anything left. And I wish they would do, if you want to keep comparing, I know everyone wants to compare things to Jaws. The thing about Jaws is that you don't see the monster for 3/4 of the film. That's one of the scary things about it. It's all about building the suspense and building, like, the damage it does. Everything that it can kill and everything it can destroy, but you don't actually see it until it's like right up in your face and it's like, oh mama, that is a shark. I wish they would have done that with this, because honestly, everything that happened in this film, I completely expected, including like a big reveal, which I actually revealed to my friend right before it. I turned to him and said, I'm going to tell you right now, I'll bet you $100 this is what happens. And it did. So again, CGI was okay, considering you've got sharks that have been underwater with no aspect of light for, I don't know, tens of thousands of years, millions of years. I would have thought that maybe like other sea creatures that we see, like actually in real life, they would have been devoid of color and maybe like white or see-through or something like that. That would have been cool. That would have been different. This just wasn't, I don't know. There's just so many things about it that I just felt were off. And I kind of feel like they sort of cut it to make it PG-13 when it could have been R. If they would have made it R, I think it would have been a completely different movie. But, I mean, this is school started last week. This is the last week you're having this movie come out, August 10th, weekend before school starts. Best thing to do is make it PG-13 to make sure that all the kids go and see it. And that's pretty much what they did. So, I mean, they got that. I'm sure it's already making hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. It could possibly make $1 billion, depending on worldwide estimations.
It will not make $1 billion. It will not make $1 billion.
I don't know. I mean, it's already made like $350 million for it being out a week.
We're so far away from $1 billion, though.
For a week's time, I mean, that's still pretty dang good. For my cheers for fear, I would say this is a jeer. This is not, at least if you're looking for a horror film. And again, if you're looking for a dumb summer movie with, just some shark things, that's fine. And for the ladies, I will say this. They will show you Jason Statham in a towel. So all those things that I had problems with, guess what, the Meg, you're forgiven, because that was my favorite shot of the whole movie. You do that a couple more times and I will pay to see the sequel.